Hi, this is Chris with Freedom Farm TV, and today I'll be talking about entrepreneurism and the freedom that comes with entrepreneurism and the difficulties of it. The son of an entrepreneur, my dad has had many businesses in his lifetime. He's had everything you can think of, from convenience stores, 2 restaurants, a manufacturing place that's still going right next door 30 years later. So I know the difficulties and the bonuses and the freedoms of being an entrepreneur. But entrepreneurism is a tough road. I think about 80 to 90% of all businesses fail within 2 years of starting. So you have the greatest chance of freedom and economically and personally with business ownership, but there is extreme risk. One bad input, one bad suggestion from somebody, like for instance we had an accountant that gave us one bad advice, can ruin your business. One bad advice from an accountant we got nearly bankrupt our business that we put at that time maybe 10 years into. And like I say, one bad advice, and it's, IRS come knocking at the door. They don't care what you think, they want their money, but don't care what the accountant says. The IRS wanted their money, we had to come up with the money, and it was difficult. It nearly bankrupted the business, but like I said, we sold it due to my dad had some health problems and I had some health problems at the same time. So we sold the business, but it's still going on. It's changed hands, but it's still going on 30 years later. As a matter of fact, when my wife left the corporate world to go to be home with our kids, I worked part-time for them in the afternoons up until about a year and a half ago. So it's still going strong, but it is a tough road to hoe. You gotta be diligent. You can't give up. You have to be adaptable. You have to change a lot, But I went over there. Like I said, I worked there part time for about 2 years, I think, after being out of that business for let's say about 10 plus years. They still were doing, pretty much the exact same thing, and I picked up, right where I left off. They didn't have to train anybody because, I did all the work and set up all the stuff, how to do things back in the day. So it was good for them. But your chance for personal freedom and personal and financial freedom comes through entrepreneurship. I was very young when we started that business, so it really wasn't my thing. I was a teenager. I started working there when I was 13 years old. So I was very, very, very young, and I knew it wasn't my thing. So, and I have that entrepreneur spirit. Everything I do, every hobby I have, I look through that entrepreneur spirit. But, and I'm trying to overcome this, but it's like, I know the difficulties of being an entrepreneur, and it's hard to do. But so I'm kind of in that halfway between limbo, but which is probably not really a good place to be. So, but I found what I really like to do here, with the trees and the whatnots and gardening, and I love that, and I want to make a business of that. Really as a side hustle right now. I'm not looking at anything full time, just a side hustle. But so it's a tough road to hoe, but you have the big risks, but big reward. And personal freedom, as in you set your hours. You can set your hours, but instead of one boss, you have 20 bosses. So just keep that in mind, and you could be tied to your business. So I like the little Tim Ferris idea about the 10-hour work week book. If you hadn't read it, get it and read it. Follow his blog, how to automate your life, be new rich. So that's a good book to take care of, and we'll have this journey together, because I'm really digging the permaculture cider. That's what I kind of come up with a concept is. Cider is taking off right now, and I love making cider, and I love the permaculture orchard videos, and that's like a blueprint that I can follow. And excuse me, but instead of permaculture orchard, go a little even niche, is permaculture cider. So that's just a couple of my ideas on entrepreneurship for today. So this is Chris with Freedom Farm TV, where freedom grows. And that's all there is today.